So Iman, man, what do you got planned for the people tonight? Like what are you gonna be giving for the folks that are coming out to see you?
Well, yeah, well, like I've been newly DJing for about 3 years now, and people been rocking with that, and I'm not too shabby, so I'm a DJ, and I'm also sing a couple of cuts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's a lot of people coming out to see me sing as well, so
Exactly.
I'm gonna definitely hold it down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny you say that because when you think about like your style and everything, like label-wise, like how, because people always try to label your people's music, right? But your stuff has elements of hip hop, it has elements of house, it has soul, it has R&B. Do you try to label your music, or do you try to put it in a category?
The genre that I've basically created via me and my fans, us together.
Right.
I've been going with the handle vibe music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So my music is just the vibe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you look in the genre for any of my songs, it usually will say vibe.
Okay.
So yeah, man. Definitely derivative of hip hop, soul,
True.
all of that stuff, but it's
Yeah.
just vibe. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny you say that. So you speak of vibe because, Energy is a project that's really got you some critical acclaim and everything. And like one of my favorite projects, and the track Energy itself.
Yes.
Because you speak of that. You speak of this being good energy, good vibes. Like, where did this come from? That's something you always kind of invested in? Or?
Well, yeah. That's just kind of the type of person I am.
Right.
I dig energies. I peep people and how they are, be it negative or positive.
Right.
And so I just been on that, just the whole series of kind of like like an esoteric wave of albums. Like I got Energy, Vibration, Samadhi. You know what I'm saying? I have a new album that I'm working on. I just finished it actually, and it's called Ahi.
Okay.
And Ahi is an Egyptian deity that represents the protector of music.
Okay.
So I just try to keep it on that same wavelength because everybody has their higher self and their lower self.
True.
Which one are you using?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, when you get into the production, because you're a producer as well, like where do you kind of go from? Do you kind of start with the beat in mind, or you kind of do things for the people, or do it for yourself? Or
I definitely do it for myself because people don't know what the hell they want. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not the artist, I'm the artist.
Right.
Give you what you need to hear.
Right.
Because there's just a lot of. I feel like there's just been like the dehumanization of people as far as music is concerned because everybody's just so dumbed down with all of this music because they get a whole bunch of 15-minute beats that's mad lifeless.
Right.
And, no real love was put into this music, but you get a whole bunch of that.
Yeah.
So when you find some real music, it's like difficult to process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like usually when I start with beats, like it's just like random. I could have seen a beautiful girl walk past. I'm like, damn, she was fine. That's what this sounds like. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything.
Right.
I pull from all over.
Okay.
Just life.
Speaking of life, like when you talk about like your beginnings and things of that sort, your parents are very creative as well. You kind of got that from them as well, right?
Definitely. My mom is a singer. My dad is a singer. He played the trumpets. He played the trumpet. He played the piano.
Okay.
He used to write charts for Earth, Wind, and Fire and that type of stuff. Yeah, he's dope. So I definitely picked it up from them. My father especially helped me hone, my craft as far as like polishing me up and like really being able to perform. I've been performing since I was little, like 11.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like hats off to them. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely.
And was it one of those things where they kind of brought you into it, or saw you tinkering around with it and said, okay, well, if you're going to do it, let me help you do it right?
Well, with performing in general, they helped me with that. But with production, I picked that up on my own.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was super young, and I say this all the time, I used to have a PlayStation 1, and there was this game called MTV Music Maker.
Okay.
You feel me? And I was literally like on the piano roll, like using the controller and making chords and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like making full beats though. You know?
Right.
And that's just something I was always interested in because it had to do with sound and music. I love music.
Right.
So I went from that to Fruity Loops, which a lot of people start with. You know what I'm saying?
Wonder.
Yeah, exactly. To Fruity Loops to the Reason and MPCs and analog gear, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's just something I picked up. You know what I'm saying? Because I loved it.
Right.
Yeah.
So think about this. You're starting coming from like LA and Compton. Your music is now traveled worldwide. How is it when you're going across the seas and experiencing and rocking for a crowd? Do you try to do it a little different as far as like your stage performance or how you set it up?
Not really, because what drew them to me was me being myself, right?
Right.
So I definitely am always perplexed on should I cater to the city that I'm in?
Right.
And I
right.
mean, in a sense, you kind of should, but at the same time, still do you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna come to the ATL just because we out here. Like, let me play like some trap. Let me put some trap in my. Nah, man, I'm gonna do what I do.
Right.
Because if you came here to see me,
Yes.
you came here to see me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't come to see a version of you trying to be somebody because you're here in Atlanta.
Exactly. You didn't come here to see Trap Iman. You came here to see Iman. That's from the West Coast. That makes the music that is his sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Speaking of the West Coast, man, talk about because it's been a resurgence, especially with the whole Kendrick and everything like that. Talk about some producers and some artists that people might not be checking for, because one thing about the West Coast is that West Coast artists can take care of themselves sometimes. They'll rock for their own.
Yeah.
Talk about maybe some artists or mention somebody that people might need to check for, some people that you're rocking with that you want to put them on to.
A lot of people, I just was looking at a thread on the internet recently. Jay Davy, they're not necessarily unknown, but they should have got a lot further
Jay Davy, yes.
than you know what I'm saying, what they did. Mind you, I'm a tremendous fan of them, but I feel like they should be worldwide.
Right.
Thursday from you and I.
Thursday, we just talking about that.
Thursday's from LA, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's doing
Big
a lot
fan
of big stuff with Red Bull right now, but definitely a lot more people need to know about him.
Right.
Tiffany Goucher.
Yes, that Wait a While track this is on?
Yeah.
I love that track.
Tiffany Goucher is fucking phenomenal. She produces as well.
Okay.
Phenomenal singer from LA, from Inglewood. She's incredible. Sir is also from LA as well. He's a singer, producer, songwriter, incredible. He just wrote a song for Jill Scott called Fool's Gold.
Okay.
That's produced by my homie DK the Punisher.
Okay.
Super dope. And if somebody hears this interview and I forgot their name, don't be mad at me.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
But the slew of people.
Right, but the thing about it is, I brought that up because you have started the Vibe Collective.
Yeah, Vibe Music Collective.
Vibe Music Collective to push that, right? And what's the mission and the aim behind that?
The mission behind Vibe Music Collective is just to really push the vibe. Nothing against any other collectives, but I just feel like a lot of people get caught up once they get bigger and they start getting branding from higher ups and help with marketing. That kind of stifles the creativity or the part that actually got you to there, which is music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're about putting out quality music. So I just got a band of artists, not just from LA.
Right.
I got Quelle Chris, Malik Abdul,
Chris, nice.
Sunny Moon, Chris Clark, which a lot of people might not know Chris Clark, but he's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Cavalier. And the list goes on. A bunch of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we're just really trying to push the mode of actually bringing the vibe back. No holds bars. I'm not trying to cater to any type of genre.
Right.
Whatever the person does is what they do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really the mission, is to really push the vibe.
So how difficult has that been sometimes, like you said, because you have the elements of a hip hop house. Sometimes people are going to try to box you in. When it comes to creating it, you start with a clear canvas and just say, hey, let me just throw this on, or do you listen to other music, or do you?
I definitely listen to other music, because I sample, but I also make beats from scratch as well. I do both. So
right.
Like I said, I'm kind of a wild card when it comes to creativity. It's whatever.
Right.
You could have been beating on the wall or something. I'm like, hold up, let's record that, and I'm gonna use that in the beat,
exactly.
all type of stuff. So
right.
Yeah. But mostly, I feel like most of the time, if you wanna say structurally how I'm coming up with these songs, especially from scratch, I probably would start out with the chord progression, because I play the piano.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So usually like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So tell the people, how can they get in contact with you? What they need to check out? What do they need to go do right now?
Definitely. Well, firstly, I want everybody to go check out Vibe Music Collective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't spell Vibe Music Collective, maybe you shouldn't go look at it. But on Twitter it's at Vibe Music Co. On Instagram it's Vibe Music Collective.
Okay.
I'm sure if you just look it up on Google, all of this stuff will pop up. Even though it's fairly new, it should be easy to find.
Right.
But for me, by myself, to find me on Twitter or anything, on Twitter it's at I am Iman Omari.
I am Iman Omari.
But on everything else, it's just Iman Omari. So if you search on Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, whatever, it's I am Iman Omari.
Iman Omari.
Yeah.
Cool. No doubt. All right, you know you're gonna kill it first time in Atlanta. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Much respect.